Drop fever, drop fever. Guys, we got a big one. We've got a big one this time. This one doesn't happen that often. What is up, Raiders of Teleria? My name is Charlie. This is New Raiders Only, and we have a Drop Fever event. This is not a brand new event. This is an event that we see, feels like, every other day. It's about once a week, I guess, maybe a little bit less frequently than that. And we usually do get the speed Drop Fever from the Dragon's Lair, but one that we don't see that often is the Savage from the Fire Knight's Castle. Now, the Savage artifact and the Speed artifact, are they good or are they bad? I don't know. Let's talk about them. Let's get into it a little bit. First and foremost, the Savage artifact set from the Fire Knight's Castle. The Savage item set is a 25%, whoops, there we go, 25% reduction, ignoring 25% of the enemy's defense. I don't know why it keeps doing this. This is crazy. But you need 4 pieces, okay? And this is an aggressive offensive set. You know, how good is it? We'll talk about it in just a second. But this is going to be something that you should really consider doing because it doesn't happen that often. Usually we do get a Fire Knight Drop Fever, but it's not often the Savage set. Now, the Speed set, we hear talking about the Speed set a lot. 2 pieces for plus 12% speed on a champion. You can stack that up to 3 6 artifact pieces. Obviously, that's plus 12, plus 12, plus 12. It's additive, not multiplicative. Be on the lookout for that in a day or two. But I do want to bring your attention to the artifact tier list over on hellhades.com. We have a fully fleshed out guide on which artifacts to care about and which artifacts to not care about. Both speed and Savage are what's considered S-tier artifacts. That means really, really good, right? Really strong artifacts. Let's scroll down to it real quick. Let's talk about the Savage set first. This set can only be acquired from the Fire Knight's Castle when you deal damage. The enemy's defense can reduce the amount you deal. High-end bosses, high-end arena opponents, classic, live, whatever, they have increased defense. It's just part of the game, right? It's one of the buffs that is in the game. This allows you to ignore 25% of the enemy's defense. Of course, being a 4-piece, you can't stack it too high, but through the use of other champions, which, by the way, if you use my URL that's linked in the description box down below to start a game of RaidShadowLegends, start a brand new account, you get the champion Uugo right after the tutorial. And this champion has got an incredible ability called Maelstrom Rack. Once leveled up, this is a huge decreased defense debuff for all opponents. And if you get this champion out correctly, she can use her ability before anybody else does. And then your big time hitters, your damage dealers, your attackers, your nukers, they can come in with a nice area of effective damage attack right after. So 60% decrease defense, right? Plus 25%. Again, it's additive. It's not multiplicative. You're going to get about an 85 decrease in defenses on the enemy team. So no matter what buffs they have, as far as defense buffs or defense rating, resilience, resistance, whatever you want to call it, this will cut right through it. And again, we don't see this version of Drop Fever very often. S tier, okay? This is considered one of the better places to dump your energy. If you're looking for a place to grind your champions level up, if you're, I know that there's XP missions and all of that, but if you're trying to get rid of some energy, this is the time to do it. Savage set for your attackers, absolutely incredible. It's even better if you can find a set with, or some pieces with accuracy, critical hit rating, critical hit damage, or speed also, right? And by the way, the speed set. Speed is one of the most important stats in the game, whether you're playing in PvE or PvP, making speed set one of the most valuable in the game. In the early to mid game, you can farm the set from the stage 6 of the campaign, excuse me, and then as you progress, you can farm it in Dragon's Lair. So the Savage artifact triple drop rate is going to be happening from basically now until 11 a.m. UTC, 11 UTC Friday, April 25th. And then when that happens, the next day until the 28th, that's when the speed set is going to be popping off. One thing that I do want to say is while both of these artifacts are very, very strong, S tier artifacts. There are some that are just outright better. Stone Skin, not an offensive set, not speed, not a savage, but it does have a nice defensive side of things. Supersonic, this is the speed set on another level, plus 32% speed. The Supersonic set is pretty insane. The Merciless set has ignore defense and plus speed as well. Feral has got plus speed. Stone Cleaver's got plus speed and ignore defense. You know, there are some artifacts that are better, but the thing is, guys, for the average player, for the free-to-play player, for the budget, even the mid-range player, you're not going to see a ton of opportunity to get these pieces. Yes, can be acquired from the Hydra Clan boss. Yes, you're going to get a ton of Stone Skin once you level that up, sure. And the Cursed City of Sinatros, you're just not going to see it nearly as often as just general purpose general purpose dungeon farming. Kind of transitioning back into the game to discuss the Fire Knight himself. If you're looking for the better champions to use against such a guy, whenever you go into fight, over here on the right, there's a fully fleshed out boss guide. And one of my favorite things about the boss guide is the teams of the week. Okay, so here are some good team combinations to use against the Fire Knight. You have some really easy to get champions like these guys. All right, pretty straightforward, easy to get. Some of these are kind of impossible to get for the new player. Ronda Rousey, obviously, the average new player can't get access to. You got some mythicals, and you got a lot of legendaries, but keep your eye out for these guys right here. You got 4 rares and a legend. Okay, Ronda Rousey, excuse me. Maybe not that one. Maybe that's not the good one. Ronda Rousey, man, all of these have Ronda Rousey on them. That's kind of unfortunate. Well, this one may be the best bet for you. Getting that triple crow. I don't know. It's just kind of a suggestion, I suppose. This is just kind of an idea on what you can look into as far as what teams work really well against the Fire Knight. But you do have the strategy. It goes over all of the abilities of the Fire Knight. Searing Storm attacks all enemies. Dazzling Flames attacks all enemies. Decrease speed. Having that bonus speed is going to be super beneficial. Having champions that have plus turn meter, super beneficial. The Divine Shield Cloak of Fire is actually a pretty serious skill that you got to look out for. Same thing with Almighty Immunity. This generally is what most of the bosses have, so I don't think that it's going to be new or kind of surprising to you. You can't really debuff or crowd control bosses. You can to an extent, but the plus accuracy, minus defense, right? Those kinds of things are always going to work on bosses. You can see that, the minus defense isn't on here. So Savage would be really good against this boss. Generally speaking, you're going to want to use champions that can do multi-hit or a lot of hits, right? To get through the Cloak of Fire, you want to look for heal reduction, weaken, decrease defense, and decrease speed on the enemy champion. On the enemy boss. But having that shield up, it's kind of a nuisance, right? He just starts the fight with the shield forward like this. Yeah, multi-hits is kind of the baseline thing that you do for this champion. We'll talk about the other guy, the Dragon's Lair, in a day or two when that Drop Fever goes live. But grind for those Savage artifacts. It's absolutely going to be worth your time to get some good 4 or 5 star. You gotta work all your way down to level 20. I gotta work on it a little bit myself. I'm gonna grind this out a little bit tonight. Have to get a little bit of levels in me before I can get down to the level 20 here. But level 20 is generally the most efficient one to farm, by the way. So if you can get down to here, you're gonna be set. Let me know what teams that you're using as a free-to-play player, budget player, to get this taken care of. If you're going to use some legendaries, just be mindful that not everybody has access to the same legendaries that you might have access to. I love you all. Good luck in Teleria.